Coming in viewers, this is coming in viewers after the Prayagraj MP MLA court had pronounced mafia turned politician Atiq Ahmed, Dinesh Pasi, Khan, Solat guilty in the Umesh Pal kidnapping case, and all the other 7 accused, including the brother of Atiq Ahmed, Ashraf, was acquitted by the court. So right now we are seeing that finally we are getting a quantum of sentence coming in for the mafia don Atiq. And from what we are learning right now, life term for Atiq Ahmed viewers. Big news coming in right now after being in under trial for so long, for so many years. Finally, Atiq Ahmed was a convict today in the Umesh Pal kidnapping case, and now we have got the quantum of sentence coming in, life term for Atiq Ahmed viewers. This is a big breaking development. Remember that Atiq Ahmed was brought to Prayagraj and he was lodged in the central jail. He was brought to Prayagraj even though he had moved the Supreme Court earlier, saying that he does not want to be shifted out to the UP jail. And in fact, some time back as well, the Supreme Court dismissed his plea of getting extra security while being in the police custody of the UP police viewers. So right now we're learning that Atiq Ahmed has now got a life term. Big news coming in on the story. We have been tracking this very, very closely. After 17 years, he has been convicted. He has a criminal history spanning over 4 decades, viewers. He has been convicted in the Umesh Pal kidnapping and murder case, viewers. This is big news coming in right now. Remember that he was brought into Prayagraj from Ahmedabad Sabarmati jail. After being brought in from Sabarmati jail, he has been staying in the central jail in Prayagraj. He was brought in yesterday amidst a very tight security, and we can see that even today outside the court there has been extremely heavy police deployment, and the entire city has been on high alert just before this hearing and just before, in fact, this quantum of sentence which has come in right now. So a big development coming in right now. Atiq has been in fact accused in more than 100 criminal cases, with the most recent being the murder of Umesh Pal, who was a key witness in the killing of BSP MLA Raju Pal. And he was produced today around 11 a.m. He was produced at the Prayagraj MP MLA court. So now we are seeing that finally there is a big development coming in when it comes to the quantum of sentence, the quantum of punishment. And from what we can tell you is that it's a life term for Atiq Ahmed, viewers. So viewers, we're getting these big updates coming in. And like we just told you that he was presented before the special court in the 2007 kidnapping case, viewers. And earlier as well,
जब वो एफआईआर दर्ज कराने गया था तो उस वक्त की सरकार ने एफआईआर दर्ज नहीं कराई गई। ये उमेश पाल का खुद का बयान था। 2007 में एफआईआर दर्ज हुई थी और उसके बाद से लगातार ये मामला चल रहा था। अब जाकर सजा का ऐलान 17 साल बाद सजा का ऐलान हुआ है उमेश पाल के अपहरण के मामले में, और जिसके अपहरण के मामले में सजा का ऐलान हुआ उसी की हत्या का भी।
उसको दिखवा दो।
All right, so we have the largest team of reporters on ground right now who are getting at all the details from Prayagraj. We have multiple reporters on ground getting us multiple updates from different vantage points. We'll be going across to them in just a moment. But this is a big update coming in. He has been convicted, and finally the law of the land has convicted Atiq Ahmed for his criminal activities. Remember that he has a long history of criminal activities. Now, we have to wait and watch what will happen next because Atiq Ahmed's lawyer and advocate had said earlier that even though they will accept the verdict the court gives, they might approach a high court if they do not get justice. That's what the lawyer of Atiq Ahmed had said earlier. So we'll wait and watch what exactly will happen next when it comes to a legal course of action from the side of Atiq Ahmed. But right now we can tell you that Atiq Ahmed has been 5 years life imprisonment. In fact, all 3 accused life in prison. Piyush, now finally we were come. Right, Piyush,
So
you can hear me right now. We are waiting for the sentence to come in, and now it's finally come in. Yeah, go ahead, Piyush.
Yes. So first of all, I just want to tell you that the lines over here are quite patchy. So yes, the network connection, since it's being slightly weak, you will not be able to hear me much. But I can tell you that this is a big breaking news that is now come.
खबर भी बता रहे हैं आपको ये कितना अहम है। वकील जो अंदर थे उन्होंने किस तरह से नारे वहां पर लगाए हैं। सजा हुई है 14 साल।
जी, अतीक अहमद के खिलाफ तमाम अधिवक्ताओं में आक्रोश था, बहुत जबरदस्त आक्रोश था। जिंदाबाद मुर्दाबाद के नारा लगे और इन ऐसे माफिया की जो भी व्यवस्था है वो सजाएं कम है और इनको मृत्युदंड होना चाहिए।
अच्छा, ये भी कम है वो कह रहे हैं, आप बताइए।
जी, जैसा भाई साहब ने बोला मैं एकदम सहमत हूँ। यह सजा उनके लिए काफी कम है। इनको कम से कम फांसी होनी चाहिए थी।
ये कैसे है कि इतने साल से एक माफिया डॉन पहली बार सजा?
ये पहली बार इस तरह हुआ है कि इनके खिलाफ पहली बार क्या कहते हैं मीडिया ट्रायल हुआ है और ये कानून के शिकंजे में पहली बार फंसे हैं। और जिस तरीके से अभी हम लोग वहाँ पे भी थे, हुजूम लग रहा था, इनको गाली बक्का जा रहा था किसी भी तरीके से।
17 साल की उम्र से अपराध कर रहे, 40 साल बाद इनका पहला ऐसा मामला आ रहा है जिसमें ये दोषी करार दिया।
17 साल से अपराध कर रहे हैं और इस मामले में भी 17 साल के बाद सजा का ऐलान हुआ है। सोचिए, अपहरण का मामला और उसी उमेश पाल की हत्या के मामले में भी यही आरोपी है, हत्या के मामले में भी यही परिवार आरोपी है।
ये माननीय न्यायालय का जो आज ऐतिहासिक फैसला आया है, ये स्वागत करने योग्य फैसला।
अनामिका के पास जा रही हूँ, अनामिका इस वक्त कोर्ट रूम में। अनामिका के पास जा रही हूँ।
आराम ढकेलो ना।
All right, so we are just getting across to our reporters on ground who are getting these big updates right now. So live term for Atiq Ahmed, that's a big breaking coming in right now. And like Sucharita has been telling us, she was speaking to some legal minds there. Now all three accused have got life imprisonment. There are many other accused as well. There are three other accused apart from Atiq. We know that Atiq has been sentenced for life, and this coming in, of course, in that Umesh Pal kidnapping case, viewers. And earlier, Umesh Pal had tried to approach the Supreme Court once, asking for not to get transferred to the UP jail. Second time, asking for higher security, saying that's a threat for his life while being in the police custody. But both the times, the Supreme Court has refused to give in to Atiq Ahmed's pleas. Right now, Atiq sentenced for life. Let's go to Piyush, who's joining us live. Piyush, take us through exactly what's happening right now. Life imprisonment for the mafia don Atiq.
क्या ये यार?
All right, just try to get across to Piyush in just a moment. Piyush is joining us live from Prayagraj in just a moment. We have many multiple reporters on ground getting us the top updates right now. Let's go ahead to tell you what exactly has happened. Now, Atiq Ahmed is a mafia don, a gangster turned politician, has multiple cases against him, more than 100 criminal cases against him, with the most recent being the kidnapping and murder of Umesh Pal, who was a key witness, viewers, in the killing of BSP MLA Raju Pal. Ahmed was produced in Prayagraj's MP MLA court at 11 a.m. Today, and we are seeing that finally, after waiting for just about an hour and a half, we have come to know that Atiq has got his quantum of punishment from the court. Atiq has been sentenced for life right now, viewers, and this is happening while the entire city of Prayagraj it has been on high alert. We are seeing a heavy police deployment on spot because of the kind of nature of this conviction which has come in. Remember that Atiq Ahmed has over 4 decades of criminal history, and it has taken 17 years for this conviction to come in. 17 whole years for this conviction to come in. Remember, Umesh Pal was a key witness in the killing of the BSP MLA Raju Pal. All right, viewers, so getting these back-to-back updates coming in, let's take you through exactly what has been said by the court a short while back. The Prayagraj MP MLA court has pronounced the mafia-turned-politician Atiq Ahmed, Dinesh Pasi, Khan Solat Hanif guilty in the Umesh Pal kidnapping case. And all the other 7 accused, including the brother of Atiq Ahmed, Ashraf, has been acquitted by the court. So viewers, we're seeing that basically 4 people.
क्या फैसला आया पहले आप
10 साल की सजा आतिक अहमद आजीवन कारावास की है, ये बताइए क्या कहेंगे इस पे? हाथ हटा यार
बेटा शांत हो, आप बता रहे हैं। अरे पहले बात करने
माता जी हैं वो यहाँ पर अरे यार रुक जाओ यार प्लीज, एक सेकंड यार, ये लो
बदतमीजी कर रहे हैं। हाथी का रखी है यार।
एम्बियंस माइक ऑफ कर दो पंकज भाई, एम्बियंस भाई ऑफ कर देना। उसमें लगाओ, उसमें लगाओ, उसमें लगाओ। अरे भाई पीछे आके इधर आओ, इधर आओ।
All right, viewers, try to get some reactions on ground as well right now as we continue our rolling coverage live from Prayagraj right now. Viewers are getting these back-to-back updates coming in, and Atiq Ahmed has been sentenced for life, viewers. And like I was saying a little short while back, the advocate of Atiq had said that they might challenge this later in a higher court. Let's go to Sucharita, who's on ground, getting us all the updates.
लेकिन उसी उमेश पाल की हत्या का आरोपी भी अतीक अहमद है और उसका परिवार जो कि एफआईआर में नामजद है। ऐसे में कस्टोडियल इंटेरोगेशन प्रयागराज की पुलिस चाहती है, जिसके लिए अर्जी भी दाखिल कर चुकी है। प्रयागराज की पुलिस इतनी आसानी से अतीक अहमद और उसके भाई को यहां से नहीं जाने देगी। कस्टोडियल इंटेरोगेशन यानी उमेश पाल की हत्या के पीछे क्या ये परिवार रहा, क्योंकि उमेश पाल के परिवार ने पूरे अतीक परिवार का नाम एफआईआर में दर्ज कराया है। किसका क्या रोल रहा, इसे लेकर लगातार रिपब्लिक भारत समय समय पर अपडेट्स अपने दर्शकों को देता रहा है। लेकिन अभी राजू पाल की हत्या, बीएसपी विधायक राजू पाल की हत्या के मामले में भी अतीक अहमद नामजद है। लेकिन उस पूरे मामले में ऐसे कई मामले हैं, 100 से ज्यादा मैंने कहा एफआईआर है, और इन सब में अब एक एक करके जो मामले हैं उन्हें फास्ट ट्रैक करने की मांग की जा रही है कि जल्द से जल्द इनमें सजा सुनाई जाए, क्योंकि अपहरण के मामले में पहली सजा हुई है। लेकिन इसे एक सिर्फ शुरुआत भर माना जाए। मैं ये कह रही हूँ कई मामले हैं, अभी आपको लग रहा है कि अभी जल्दी जल्दी पूरे मामलों को फास्ट ट्रैक करने की बात यहाँ
बिल्कुल, न्यायालय भी अभी ऐसे करते अपराधी को अब छोड़ने का काम नहीं करेगी। अब जो भी
आएगा वो एक नजीर बनेगा, मील का पत्थर होगा। आने वाले समय में इस फैसले को एक आम आदमी को जो न्याय चाहिए, जिसके लिए वो यहाँ आता है, जो कहता है कि एक छोटा भी झगड़ा होता है तो बोलता है आई विल सी इन द कोर्ट, उसके लिए उसको यहाँ पे न्याय मिलेगा, भरोसा बढ़ेगा आम आदमी का।
आई विल सी यू इन कोर्ट, वो जो भरोसा है वो बढ़ेगा।
भरोसा यहाँ पे लोगों को बिल्कुल सच बात है, बढ़ेगा यहाँ पर। इनको जो है सजा और केसों में भी तमाम सजाएं हैं जो इनको मिलेगी।
बिल्कुल मैम, मामले हैं अतीक अहमद,
जो भी मामले हैं सब उसकी सुनवाई अच्छे से हो रही है। कोर्ट जो भी फैसला किया सबसे अच्छी फैसला हुआ इस समय।
कोर्ट ने 14 साल की सजा का ऐलान किया,
14 साल के किया है। अब इनके जो भी और भी अंडर ट्रायल हैं उसको भी अब न्यायालय इसमें रखेगी, और जितने भी अभी तक गवाह नहीं आ पा रहे थे अब वो सब आएंगे, और इनको सजा हर एक 100 मुकदमे जो इनके ऊपर अपराधी है, दुर्दांत अपराधी है, ये इंटरनेशनल अधिकारी है, अपराधी है।
इनका पूरा परिवार अपराध से ग्रस्त है। पूरे परिवार के खिलाफ आने वाले समय में जो हश्र हो रहा है आज माफिया डॉन अतीक अहमद का, पूरे परिवार का ही हर्ष होगा और सबको मृत्युदंड का सजा सुनाई जाएगी।
ठीक है।
All right, viewers, so getting these reactions from the ground right now as we continue our updates on Republic TV. Now, Republic has accessed the order copy as well. We have accessed the order copy of that conviction and the sentencing which has come right now, and Atiq Ahmed has been sentenced for life right now, viewers. Getting these back-to-back updates coming in on Republic TV. Remember that Atiq and Dinesh Pasi have been convicted on Section 364A, among others. Let's go to Abhishek Kapoor, our senior executive editor, who's coming in. Abhishek, we know that we have got the order copy. If you could take our viewers through exactly what the order copy says. Republic has accessed Atiq's order copy right now.
All right, so signed by Upper Sessions Judge, Special Judge Dr. Dinesh Chandra Shukla, Atiq Ahmed, and two others, Farhan and Khalid Ashraf, which is the brother of Atiq. They have been convicted and for life imprisonment. And so far as Atiq Ahmed, Dinesh Pasi, sorry, I beg your pardon, Atiq Ahmed, Dinesh Pasi and Khan Sholat, the three convicted. They have been convicted for life and with rigorous imprisonment. And now it typically happens that life imprisonment means life. It is not for 20 years or 14 years. And apart from that, they have been fined rupees 1 lakh each. And this conviction starts from now, of course, pending appeal. I will read the order, if we can get the order copy on air. It says that convict Atiq Ahmed and Dinesh Pasi, whatever charges were fixed on them under sections 364A, 34, and along with IPC sections 120B, 147, 323, 342, 504, etc. They have been found to be convicted of these crimes. They have been found to be involved in these crimes under these sections, and hence they are being convicted. Insofar as Atiq Ahmed and Dinesh Pasi are concerned, they have to undergo a rigorous imprisonment, life imprisonment, which is rigorous. Sashram Ajivan Karavas is what the word used in the order, and it says that अर्थदंड से दंडित किया जाता है, which means there would be a financial fine also 1 lakh rupees. Let's go to the victim side. I believe we are getting them on air in a sound bite.
तय हो गया था, खत्म हो गया। उसको ये उम्मीद थी कि अब मेरा फैसला फुर्सत, इसको सजा मिलेगी। तब मेरे बेटे को इसने 16-17 साल बाद मर्डर करा दिया। ये फैसला जो आज अदालत से मिली है, उस पर मुझे पूर्ण विश्वास था और मिला, लेकिन ये उसका अपहरण केस का है। उसके बाद मेरे बेटे का अपहरण न सुनने दिया न देखने दिया, उसका मर्डर हो गया। तो अब मेरा यही निवेदन है कि अपहरण केस में इसको आजीवन कारावास हुआ है, लेकिन बाद में मेरे बेटे का मर्डर हुआ। मेरा बेटा कलम की लड़ाई लड़ता था, बम गोली की नहीं लड़ता था, इसलिए कलम की लड़ाई को उल्लंघन करके काले कोट खाकी वर्दी की बेइज्जती कर दी। इसलिए मेरा यही निवेदन है, जो भी अदालत फैसला दे, मुझे मुख्यमंत्री जी के ऊपर विश्वास है कि मेरे बेटे का मर्डर का इनको फांसी की सजा सुनाए। ये तो मेरे बेटे का अपहरण का केस था, लेकिन मेरे बेटे का मर्डर हो गया। साथ में दो मेरे उनके सुरक्षा कर्मी थे। तो बताइए, जब इन्होंने काली कोट और खाकी वर्दी का इज्जत नहीं किया, उनको मार डाली, उनके वर्दी पे कीचड़ मारा, तो आगे ये हम पब्लिक को क्या छोड़ेंगे। इसलिए मेरा मुख्यमंत्री से ही विनती है कि इनको अब फांसी दिया जाए।
अच्छा, अब सजा हो गई है, आप लगता है कि उमेश जी की आत्मा को शांति मिलेगी?
देखिए, ये तो उसका अपहरण में लड़ रहा था शेर की तरह, लेकिन जो अब लास्ट में 3 मर्डर उसने करा दिया, जेल से कराया है, ये आजीवन कारावास है। इसमें उसको अंदर क्या सुविधाएं मिलती हैं, क्या नहीं मिलती, इसलिए वो पुराना खुखार बदमाश है, पूरा आधा डकैत है। वो नोट के बल पे आगे कुछ भी कर सकता है। इसलिए मेरा मुख्यमंत्री से यही एक निवेदन है कि मेरे बेटे जैसे हत्या उसने कराई है, साथ में 2 सुरक्षा कर्मी गए हैं, तो इसने खाकी और काले कोट की इसने लिहाड़ी बेइज्जती कर ली, तो इसको फांसी की सजा सुनाई जाए। इसलिए कि हम लड़ने योग्य नहीं है, ये फैसला मुख्यमंत्री जी के ऊपर है, अदालत के ऊपर।
सीएम साहब से क्या कहेंगे?
हम सीएम साहब से यही कह रहे हैं ना कि जैसे मेरे दरवाजे पे इस बदमाश ने अपने गुंडों को भेज करके और 3 को संहार कराया है, मेरे बेटे और 2 सुरक्षा कर्मी को, तो हम तो बार बार कह रहे हैं ना कि मेरा बेटा उस समय वर्दी पे था और सुरक्षा कर्मी भी थे, कोई वैसे नहीं थे, गाड़ी से उतर रहे थे, उस समय इसने मर्डर कराया। इसने न कलम की इज्जत किया, न काली कोट की किया, न खाकी किया, इसलिए मर्डर के इसने तो दे दिया अपहरण का, लेकिन मेरे बेटे 3 मारे गए हैं, इसलिए मेरा मुख्यमंत्री जी से यही गुहार है कि इनको फांसी दिया जाए, इनको जिंदा न रखा जाए।
हाईकोर्ट में अपील करेंगे क्या? 7 आरोपियों को बरी कर दिया गया है। इसमें अशरफ एक है, अतीक का भाई जो अशरफ है उसको बरी कर दिया है। टोटल 7 लोग बरी कर दिए गए हैं।
लेकिन उसमें तो मेरे बेटे ने बताया था 10 लोगों के,
वो सब जो वकील आएंगे हमारे तो सारी चीजें वो बताएंगे।
अब ये है कि मेरे बेटे का जो मर्डर हुआ है उसमें तो किसी ने देखा नहीं, वो तो पूरा सीसी फुटेज में दिखा रहा है। अब उस पर जो भी निर्णय ले अदालत या मुख्यमंत्री जी जो भी निर्णय ले वो तो सीसी कैमरे में पूरा कैद है।
आप फांसी की मांग कर रहे थे लेकिन उम्र कैद की सजा दी गई है, तो क्या आपको डर बना रहेगा आपके मन के अंदर, जैसा कि आप पहले भी बता रहे थे?
हमने क्या कहा बेटा कि देखिए उसको आजीवन कारावास दिया है, लेकिन ये जेल के अंदर उसको पूरी सुविधाएं मिलती है, पूरी सुविधाएं मिलती, तो हम क्या जाने कि वहाँ से क्या सब कुछ करा सकता है।
मतलब आप जेल में जाएगा लेकिन घटना को अंजाम दे सकता है?
दे सकता है, अभी भी दे सकता है।
आप उम्र कैद से संतुष्ट हैं? सजा मिली उससे संतुष्ट?
जज ने जो जजमेंट किया है वो ठीक है, मैं उनकी बातों का विरोध नहीं करूंगी। उन्होंने जो कि मेरे आदमी का अपहरण केस था, इस वजह से वो जो जजमेंट दिया उन्होंने वो ठीक किया है। लेकिन मैं अब जो है माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी से निवेदन करूंगी, क्योंकि वो मेरे पिता समान है, मैं अकेले हूँ, मेरे साथ कोई लड़ने वाला नहीं है। मैं उन्हीं से याचना करूंगी कि उस आदमी को, उसके पूरे परिवार को, चाहे अतीक हो, चाहे अशरफ हो, चाहे उसका लड़का हो, चाहे कोई भी हो, जब तक उनको खत्म नहीं किया जाएगा तब तक ये आतंक चलता रहेगा।
एक सवाल हो रहा है, ये किडनैपिंग वाला मामला था और इसमें जो अतीक का भाई अशरफ है वो भी आरोपी था, लेकिन वो दोष नीचे से उस मामले को लेकर आप क्या कहेंगे? क्योंकि इसमें दोनों पे एक ही धारा के तहत केस दर्ज किया गया था, लेकिन अशरफ दोष मुक्त हुआ।
मेरे वकील आकर के इसका जजमेंट बताएंगे कि क्या उस अशरफ के साथ क्या हुआ है, क्या नहीं हुआ है, ये मुझे जानकारी नहीं है। ठीक,
आगे वाली कोर्ट में भी अपील करने की बात सामने आएगी?
हाँ बिल्कुल आएगी।
हाईकोर्ट?
जी बिल्कुल, मैं अपने आदमी का जो इन्होंने हत्या कराया है, मैं इसके आगे भी इसके सिलसिले को करूंगी, जरूर करूंगी।
माता जी एक सवाल, जो लड़ाई आपके पति लड़ रहे थे उस लड़ाई को आप आगे लड़ेंगी? आप ही
बिल्कुल लड़ूंगी, क्योंकि मुझे न्याय चाहिए, आतंक नहीं चाहिए। आतंक का मतलब है कि फिर आप भी हो सकते हैं, मैं भी हो सकती हूँ, अगला कोई और भी हो सकता है। मैं इसलिए चाह रही हूँ कि उसका आतंक खत्म हो, चाहे जैसे भी खत्म हो।
अब आपको अपने परिवार के ऊपर भी चिंता है, कहीं जिस तरह से आपके पति का मर्डर कराया, कहीं आपके ऊपर, आपके घर वालों के ऊपर हमला ना हो?
जी बिल्कुल हो सकता है, इसीलिए तो मैं कह रही हूँ ना कि जड़ से खत्म करना जरूरी है। ये आदमी रहना नहीं चाहिए, चाहे जैसे भी है। न्यायपालिका ने न्याय दिया है, मैं उनके न्याय का सम्मान करती हूँ, और लेकिन मैं इस मुख्यमंत्री जी से निवेदन करूंगी कि इन्हें चाहे जैसे भी हो, इनको कारावास दिया गया है, नहीं मिलते हैं, ये कारावास में भी घटना कर सकते हैं। इस वजह से मैं ये चाहूंगी कि मुख्यमंत्री जी इन्हें खत्म करें, चाहे जो जाए। ये नहीं रहना चाहिए, अशरफ अतीक अहमद नहीं रहना चाहिए, चाहे जैसे भी हो।
गाड़ी पलटवाने की मांग कर रही हैं आप?
मैं गाड़ी पलटने की मांग नहीं कर रही हूँ, मैं चाहे ये कह रही हूँ कि वो चाहे दंड जैसे भी दे, जिस तरह से देना चाहे वो उनके ऊपर है, और मैं फांसी की ही मांग करूंगी उनसे।
फांसी को कोर्ट देगा?
कोर्ट देगा, सरकार देगी, जो भी होगा जजमेंट यही सब है, न्यायपालिका हो चाहे शासन प्रशासन हो। बस
ठीक, थैंक यू। अब एक करके
दिया दे दिया भैया।
मत दीजिएगा।
All right, so we just heard the family members of Umesh Pal who have welcomed the verdict, and they said that Atiq should get capital punishment instead, but they're also happy that justice has been delivered.
पेश किए, 8 गवाह बिल्कुल इंटैक्ट थे और उन्होंने बिल्कुल बढ़िया ढंग से गवाही दी।
की तरफ से कितने गवाह थे?
51 गवाह उन्होंने अपने डिफेंस की तरफ से पेश किए। उसमें ज्यादातर जो है अपराधी प्रवृत्ति के लोग थे, जिनका आपराधिक इतिहास था। 51 गवाह जो है पेश किए थे उन्होंने।
और इस मामले में अब कोर्ट ने कहा है कि सजाएं जो है एक साथ चलेंगी, ये भी कहा है कि
आजीवन कारावास से सबसे बड़ी सजा होती है और सारी धाराओं में सजा हुई है। 147 में, 148 में, 149 में, 323 में, 341 में, 342 में, सारी धाराओं 506 सब क्लास 2 में सारी धाराओं में सजा सुनाई गई।
के वकील कह रहे हैं कि हम हाई कोर्ट जाएंगे,
हम लोग भी पीछे से जाएंगे, शासन भी जाएगा।
ठीक है। जो इस वक्त सरकारी वकील
सर प्रोसीडिंग के बारे में बताइए सर।
अभियोजन ने 8 गवाह पेश किए थे, 8 जो है बिल्कुल बढ़िया गवाही उन लोगों ने दिया था और उसके बाद नतीजा ये निकला कि आज हम लोग जो है इसमें से प्रमुख अभियुक्त अतीक अहमद अंजाम तक पहुंचाने में सफल रहे। अतीक अहमद, दिनेश पासी और खान सौलत हनीफ, इनको जो है आजीवन कारावास, सश्रम कारावास और 1-1 लाख रुपया वादी के परिवार को दिलाने में कामयाब रहे। शेष अभियुक्त जो है कोर्ट ने बरी कर दिया है। कोर्ट का आदेश का अध्ययन करने के बाद आगे की कार्यवाही, आगे की रणनीति तय की जाएगी।
सर अशरफ का भी इन्वॉल्वमेंट बहुत ज्यादा बताया जा रहा था, लेकिन एक्विटल हो गया सर।
अशरफ उस समय जेल में था और उसका रोल जो ये था कि उसने अदालत
के से एविडेंस लिया है अशरफ के खिलाफ, वो जजमेंट पढ़ने के बाद जो है हम लोग इस निर्णय पर पहुंचेंगे कि कोर्ट ने क्यों उनको जो है
बरी कर दिया। अशरफ की जो पिस्टल थी वो
इस दिशा में सजा में लगातार काम कर रही है। आज माफियाती दोषी पे पैरवी के तहत सजा मिली है उम्र कैद की और पूरे प्रदेश में लोग मान रहे हैं कि भयमुक्त वातावरण बन रहा है। आगे की स्थिति क्या होगा? हर स्थिति में एक अपराधी को हम प्रदेश के बाहर और जेल में
All right, viewers. So right now we're getting these top updates coming in. Just heard the family members of Umesh Pal who have welcomed the verdict, and they have also said that capital punishment is befitting. But right now, of course, Atik has got a life sentence. The conviction has come in the Umesh Pal abduction case, viewers, and this is a big story we have been tracking for the past couple of days. Life imprisonment for Atik, who is a gangster turned politician. He has 4 decades of criminal history behind him, and he has, in fact, 100 criminal cases against him. Right now, this conviction has come in for Umesh Pal kidnapping case. Atik Ahmed sentenced for life, viewers. All 3 accused also getting life imprisonment. Let's go across to Sucharita, who's getting us top updates from ground.
हमने उनको नहीं देखा है, लेकिन जैसा कि लोग कह रहे थे कि वो सदमे में थे, तो माना जा सकता है।
17 साल बाद भी अभी सदमे में है। जैसा आप बता रहे हैं कि इस पूरे मामले में अब उम्र कैद की सजा सुनाई गई। सरकारी वकील को आप सुन रहे थे, अतीक अहमद के बारे में बता रहे थे कि उम्र कैद की सजा दी गई है, लेकिन इसी के साथ साथ जो पूरी तैयारी थी सरकारी पक्ष की वो पूरी थी। कई साल से ये मामला चल रहा है और इसमें 51 गवाह पेश किए गए हैं सरकारी पक्ष की तरफ से। 51 गवाह पेश किए गए थे डिफेंस की तरफ से, 8 गवाह पेश किए गए सरकारी पक्ष की तरफ से। लेकिन इनका कहना था कि जो 51 डिफेंस काउंसिल ने पेश किया, यानी अतीक अहमद की तरफ से पेश किए गए, उनमें ज्यादातर अपराधी थे, क्रिमिनल बैकग्राउंड के लोग थे और इसीलिए कोर्ट ने उसको भी ध्यान में रखा है, उसको भी मद्देनजर रखा है कि जो 8 गवाह सरकारी पक्ष ने रखे, उन सभी ने अपने गवाहों पर वो बने रहे और वही गवाही जो उन्होंने कोर्ट में दी, अतीक अहमद के खिलाफ दी, उन गवाहों पर वो बने, उन अपनी बयान पर वो बने रहे। 51 गवाह पेश किए गए डिफेंस काउंसिल की तरफ से, यानी अतीक अहमद के वकीलों की तरफ से 51 गवाह पेश किए गए, लेकिन ज्यादातर उनमें वो कह रहे हैं दुर्दांत अपराधी थे, क्रिमिनल हिस्ट्री शीटर्स थे और इसीलिए उनकी गवाही को भी एक तरह से कोर्ट ने एक तरफ रखा है। इस पूरे मामले में उम्र कैद की सजा जब सुनाई है तो पिछले 17 साल से जो मामला चल रहा है उसमें 51 और 8 सोचिए 59 लोगों की गवाही दर्ज की गई है, जिसके बाद आज का ये फैसला आया जिसमें उम्र कैद की सजा अतीक अहमद को दी गई। आपने सरकारी पक्ष को सुना, सरकारी वकीलों ने अपनी बात रखी और उन्होंने कहा कि अगर हाईकोर्ट जाएगा अतीक अहमद के वकील तो हम भी पूरी तरह से तैयार हैं वहां जाने के लिए, क्योंकि केस तैयार है और वो गवाह भी अपने बयानों पर बने हुए हैं, क्योंकि उन्होंने देखा है, उन्होंने जो अतीक अहमद के परिवार और अतीक अहमद का जो एक पूरा एक क्राइम हिस्ट्री और क्राइम का सफर देखा है, और इसीलिए प्रयागराज से अब ये सजा की शुरुआत हुई है। बड़ी बात ये कि सजा की शुरुआत हुई है, यहाँ से ये पहली सजा अतीक अहमद के 40 साल से ऊपर के क्राइम करियर में पहली सजा अतीक अहमद को मिली है, जिसमें उम्र कैद की सजा हुई है। और इस उम्र कैद की सजा के बाद अब कैसे हत्या के मामले में भी पुलिस की पूरी कोशिश रहेगी कि कस्टोडियल इंटेरोगेशन हो। कस्टोडियल इंटेरोगेशन के जरिए इस पूरे मामले में अब उमेश पाल की हत्या के मामले में भी पुलिस की कोशिश है, प्रयागराज की पुलिस की कोशिश है कि वहां अतीक अहमद से वो पूछताछ कर सके। सबसे बड़ी बात है कि क्या अब इस सजा के बाद प्रयागराज पुलिस को कस्टोडियल इंटेरोगेशन की इजाजत मिलती है, यानी पुलिस कस्टडी में दिया जाता है, जिससे अतीक अहमद से उमेश पाल की हत्या के से जुड़े हुए सवाल किए जाए। मैं फिर अपने दर्शकों को बता दूं कि आज जो सजा का ऐलान हुआ है वो उमेश पाल के अपहरण के मामले में हुआ है।
All right, so tracking closely all the developments in Prayagraj, Ateek Ahmed, who's the accused in Umesh Pal murder case, has been sent to a life imprisonment. Now remember, this is in relation to a murder case. In fact, other than Ateek, 2 others accused have been sentenced in this case. So of course, a setback coming in for Ateek. He was also a former Samajwadi Party leader. He's been sent to a life imprisonment in Umesh Pal murder case. And just to give more details on Ateek Ahmed, who's now been convicted in the Umesh Pal murder case, his brother Ashraf has been let off. Ashraf, along with 6 others, were acquitted by the court in connection with this case. So the Prayagraj court has convicted mafia-turned-politician Ateek Ahmed and sentenced him to life imprisonment in connection with Umesh Pal kidnapping case. However, his brother Ashraf, who was also an accused in this case, was brought to court. He was later acquitted. So while Ateek has been sent to a life sentence, his brother Ashraf, who was also
आज धरातल पे वो काम दिख रहा है।
So, tracking closely all the updates from Prayagraj, a setback coming in for Ateek, who's now been sent to a life sentence. Meanwhile, his brother has been acquitted by the court in connection with this case. Now, remember, Ateek has been a 5-time MLA, was brought from Gujarat's Sabarmati jail to Prayagraj amid the tight security. Meanwhile, Ahmed is an accused in the 2005 murder case of BSP MLA Raju Pal. Umesh Pal, remember, who was a prime witness in this murder case, was shot dead in Prayagraj on 24th of February of 2005. So this case that relates to Ateek Ahmed, who's now been sent to a life imprisonment. He was a former Samajwadi Party MP. He was shifted to the Sabarmati jail in Gujarat in 2019. Let's go across to our senior editor, Shravan, also, who's joining us. Shravan, very quickly, if you can take us through the timeline of this case and the kind of developments we've seen all these years in the Umesh Pal murder case.
Well, in fact, Sabiksha, I would say this is certainly very significant given the fact that multiple cases have been registered against Ateek. Now, importantly, his first case happens to be back in 1979. That was even before he was elected as a legislator. And thereafter, there have been multiple cases, not just against him, but several of his family members. Now, perhaps it would be appropriate to say that the wheels have been set in motion with the conviction that has taken place. The first big conviction as far as Umesh Pal case is concerned. Remember, the crackdown we've essentially seen was after that broad daylight shootout that took place. The key witness in this particular case, who was targeted. Importantly, at that point in time, Yogi government had made it abundantly clear that there would be a strong action that would be taken, and all those who are basically responsible, they would be, if they are guilty, they would be held responsible for it. And effectively what you've seen right now, first the bulldozer action that has taken place, then looking into the kind of criminal conspiracy that was hatched right from that hostel location where the raids were basically carried out, and finally a massive crackdown that we saw in the state of Gujarat where he was kept, he was lodged in Sabarmati jail. Remember, that was in a different case. It was after the Supreme Court order had come in that he was shifted to Sabarmati jail. But
as far as this case is concerned, there was a court directive that he should be presented before the court, and that is exactly what happened. It was through a convoy that was brought all the way from Gujarat to Prayagraj, where he was finally produced before the court. Along with him, what you see on your screens, that one set of image that we can also put out, that happens to be a brother of Atik, who was also produced before the court. Finally, we've seen a conviction that has taken place. Life imprisonment is the sentence that has been meted out.
Also, Shravan, if you can talk to us about the huge, the number of properties that Atik owned. We're given to understand that he owns properties worth more than 11,000 crore rupees, and also the fact that he has more than 100 criminal cases that have been filed against him.
Well, at least 50 such cases where the trial is still undergoing, and importantly, in multiple cases, at least about 24 cases where he has already been acquitted. Importantly, this is one such case where the conviction has finally come in. Of course, it is the wheels have been set in motion after the broad daylight shootout that took place. In fact, the CCTV footage that we are showing right now to our viewers bears testament to the fact that this was still, Atik and his gang was still very active, and this is a question that was asked to Uttar Pradesh police, whether at all they've been able to carry out a crackdown on Atik's gang. At that point in time, an assurance was given that whoever is basically guilty, they would be held responsible, and that's exactly what happened. First, the searches that were basically carried out. Then the properties, as you rightly mentioned, about 11,000 crore worth properties that have essentially been targeted. And not just Atik himself, but also his family members, who've all come under the scanner, starting from his brother to his children. All have been the target of the government. The government has made it very clear that they've had a very strong evidence. But the question all this while was being asked that why exactly haven't we seen convictions taking place in Atik's cases. But finally, it seems that a focus has been primarily put on this particular case, and of course sending out a very strong message. Perhaps the Yogi government had, the message that he gave, the Chief Minister gave on the floor of the Assembly, and thereafter the action that took place, all sends across one strong message that as far as the mafia is concerned, the existence of mafia in the state of Uttar Pradesh, that perhaps will no longer be tolerated.
All right, Shravan, thank you for those details. So as Shravan was telling us, and in fact, we heard the family of Umesh Pal also welcoming the verdict of the court in this case, as Atik has now been granted a life sentence. Remember, it's 18 years wait for justice that has finally come to an end, with the family of Umesh Pal also welcoming the judgment of the court. And we're now getting in a response from the Congress on Rahul Gandhi's call for foreign intervention while he delivered those lectures in UK. Now remember, the US has also intervened in connection with the case for which Rahul Gandhi has been disqualified as an MP. He's been convicted by the court in a 2019 defamation case. Rahul Gandhi has been disqualified as a parliamentarian. Meanwhile, the politics over the judicial order continues unabated. Meanwhile, the Congress, they're repeating the threat to democracy. In fact, that's a response that's come in from Bhupesh Baghel. We'll just play out that soundbite as well. But note here that the United States is echoing the lobby sentiment. United States there having tried to lecture the country over Rahul's case, saying that United States is closely monitoring the Rahul Gandhi's case, something that has drawn massive criticism from the central government. Meanwhile, the Congress reiterating the statement that was earlier made by Rahul Gandhi, calling for foreign intervention in India's affairs. All right, so those are the details just coming in. Remember, the United States has intervened in India's affairs. This after United States State Department spokesperson in a statement said that the country is closely monitoring the developments in the Rahul Gandhi case. Rahul Gandhi, who's been disqualified as the Lok Sabha MP following the remarks that he made way back in 2019, just ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. The Surat court, remember, in this case has found Rahul Gandhi guilty for the remarks that he made in 2019. Also important to note here that Rahul Gandhi, while he delivered those lectures 20 days ago in UK had called for foreign intervention in India's affairs, something that has invited a response from the United States as well. So the US, they're saying that it is closely monitoring the situation and the developments in the Rahul Gandhi case. Listen in to what Bhupesh Baghel had to say. Before we play out that soundbite of the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister, listen in to what Rahul Gandhi had exactly said on 7th of March and the remarks that have come in from the US.
The so-called defenders of democracy, which are the United States, European countries, seem to just be oblivious that a huge chunk of the democratic model has come undone.
Respect for the rule of law and judicial independence is a cornerstone of any democracy, and we're watching Mr. Gandhi's case in Indian courts, and we engage with the government of India on our shared commitment to democratic values, including, of course, freedom of expression. In our engagements with our Indian partners, we continue to highlight the importance of democratic principles and the protection of human rights, including freedom of expression, as a key to strengthening both our democracies.
So Congress there reiterating the response that came in fact the remarks that were made by Rahul Gandhi while he delivered those lectures in London. This of course, remember, has drawn a response from the US as well, with the US State Department issuing a statement that it is monitoring the situation in India very closely, and especially in relation to the case for which Rahul Gandhi has been disqualified as the Lok Sabha MP. So Rahul Gandhi there, who's now been disqualified as a Lok Sabha MP. In fact, in the latest, he's been asked to evict that official bungalow as well that was earlier given to him while he was a parliamentarian. And now Rahul Gandhi, of course, responding to that eviction notice, also saying that he would be following the order, in fact, the notice that has been sent to him. Let's also listen in to what the Chhattisgarh Chief Minister had to say on the US statement on Rahul Gandhi's disqualification as a Lok Sabha MP.
हुआ है और उसके कारण से पूरा देश उद्वेलित है। आप सब जानते हैं, जनवरी महीने में एक घटना हिडनबर्ग की हुई और उन्होंने एक पेपर रिलीज किया और हमारे देश के सबसे बड़े अमीर और दुनिया के दूसरे नंबर के अमीर की संपत्ति में इतनी गिरावट आई कि शेयर बाजार को अनेक बार बंद करना पड़ा बीच में। उसके बाद 7 फरवरी को लोकसभा में राहुल जी का भाषण होता है, राज्यसभा में खड़गे जी का भाषण होता है। आप सबको पता है, उसे विलोपित कर दिया गया। राहुल जी ने 3 सवाल पूछे थे, उन तीनों सवालों के जवाब तो नहीं आए। पूरा देश ये देख रहा था कि प्रधानमंत्री जी जब जवाब देंगे तो इसका उल्लेख जरूर होगा, लेकिन अडानी के बारे में एक शब्द भी सत्ता पक्ष की तरफ से या प्रधानमंत्री जी की तरफ से नहीं आया।
So Congress reiterating the threat to democracy remark that was made by Rahul Gandhi while he delivered those lectures in UK. In fact, a response that came in from Union Minister Smriti Irani, who responded to Republic's question on the statement that has come in from the US over Rahul Gandhi's disqualification as a Lok Sabha MP. Smriti Irani, while responding to Republic's question, stated that an appropriate response would also be coming in from the Ministry of External Affairs. Also went on to say that the statement that has come in from the US state spokesperson is intriguing.
Ma'am, on disqualification of Rahul Gandhi, Vedant Patel of the US Department has said that
I think the appropriate response will be given by the MEA, but it is intriguing for me that if you look back at Rahul Gandhi's position in England, appealing to powers across the world to intervene in India. I hope MEA can give a response to this which is to your satisfaction. But this statement compels me to reflect on Rahul Gandhi's position, where he implored that every nation in the world should intervene in Indian democracy.
We are joined by BRS Member of Parliament K. Keshav Rao. Keshav sir, now we are getting to know that US Deputy Spokesperson Vedant Patel has stated that US is closely watching Rahul Gandhi's court case. What is your view on this?
See, there can be two views into this. If Patel has said it, under what capacity, under what law, under what rule he is saying that, we must find out. Even if you found out that, you must know two things in this. Number one, is it that because no foreign government or no foreign country can interfere with any legal case. So that is done. What we heard about he said the US and Europe are oblivious that there are challenges to my democracy. My democracy, the Indian democracy, is facing challenges. This is true. Is anybody denying that? Now, he also said India is a mother of democracies. So that is a statement. Yes. Can you doubt that or object to that? No. Third is that India will solve its own problems, internal problems. That statement also I have seen on the TV. Now, fourth, but he said it is facing challenges, but these two countries, Europe is Europe Union, they are oblivious of it. When they said oblivious, the NGOs or few of the associations or even the government departmental things, they have departmental things, the way they maintain the index, rights indexes. In that they would like to, I don't know what scope they have, in that they might be watching, they might be seeing, they would like to know about India.
But do you think it is not like, does it not tantamount to them interfering into our internal affairs?
Both of us are talking. If somebody gives it in the video in Delhi, it is not interfering with us. If they are interfering with anything, that is objectionable. That is interference. So we don't know what he is trying to do. He just said there is a statement that India is facing challenges. I don't know what kind of challenges he has talked. So any country must know. Our foreign officers there would certainly know the situations in those countries.
Keshav sir, as a opposition leader, do you think that they should not interfere or they should not say something like this?
No nation can interfere with the internal matters of other nation. India will not tolerate anybody.
अमेरिका के फॉरेन डिपार्टमेंट ने, उनके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ने राहुल गांधी को लेकर के जो टिप्पणी की है सरासर गलत है। यह भारत का आंतरिक मामला है। अमेरिका को इस प्रकार से दखल देना ठीक नहीं लगता और उसको यह समझना चाहिए भारत की कोर्ट ने, जिसका हम पूरी तरह से सम्मान करते हैं, उनका ये ऑर्डर है, उनका ये फैसला है और अमेरिका इस प्रकार की दखलंदाजी बर्दाश्त होने वाली नहीं है। मुझे लगता है कि राहुल गांधी को जिस प्रकार से कोर्ट ने कल्प्रिट ठहराया है और अपनी जबान पर उनका संयम नहीं था, तो ये भारत का आंतरिक मामला है। अब विदेश में जाकर के विपक्षी पार्टियां इस प्रकार की कोशिश करेंगे तो ये कोई भी सहन नहीं करेगा। अमेरिका को अपने लफ्ज और अपने शब्द वापस लेने चाहिए।
All right, so there you heard a lot of responses coming in. In fact, not just from the BJP, several opposition parties, including the BRS, has said that the US should not meddle in India's internal affairs. Day 2 of violent protests in Karnataka over reservations. BJP calls it a conspiracy to create unrest. Netanyahu puts a temporary freeze on judicial reforms after massive protests across Israel.
Amity faculty have filed over 1,700 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been conferred with the National Intellectual Property Award by Government of India for being the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization.
Saturday onwards only, the Congress is staging the nationwide protest is going on by the youth Congress leaders all over the country over the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi from the lower house of the parliament, with the flags of Rahul Gandhi and Indian National Congress in their hands, who are protesting here at Manti House. Several protesters now, they have taken the three-wheeler to go to Jantar Mantar, was the exact place where the youth Congress protest was called for, but they started their protest from outside Himachal Bhavan only.
Divide, divide, divide. The opposition and the lobby did it during CA. They tried to do it again when Afghans were being evacuated. Tonight it is time to ask them why their secularism comes with a limited comfort zone.
देखिए आप तस्वीरें देख सकते हैं, साफ तौर पे अशरफ को यहाँ पे ले जाया जा रहा है। आप देखिए लाइव तस्वीरें यहाँ पे रिपब्लिक आपको दिखा रही है। बरेली जेल से अशरफ को प्रयागराज जेल ले जाया जा रहा है कड़ी सुरक्षा के बीच।
Dramatic visuals coming from here at Jantar Mantar.
Now in news from the US, where 6 people died in a shooting incident. Speaking about the school shooting in Nashville that killed 3 students and 3 adults, US President Joe Biden renewed his call on Congress to pass an assault on weapon ban.
At least 3 minors and 3 adults were killed in a shooting at a private school in Nashville on Monday. While the suspect was shot dead after a confrontation with officers, the killing come as communities around United States are reeling from a spate of school violence. Condemning the violence, US President Biden pressed on the Congress to pass an assault weapon ban.
I just want to speak very briefly about the school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee. You know, Ben and I have been doing this our whole careers, it seems. And it's just, it's sick. You know, we're still gathering the facts of what happened and why. And we do know that as of now, there are a number of people who are did not make it, including children. It's heartbreaking, family's worst nightmare. And I want to commend the police who responded incredibly swiftly, within minutes, and the danger. We're monitoring the situation really closely, Ben, as you know. And we have to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons. You know, the shooter in this situation reportedly had 2 assault weapons and a pistol, 2 AK-47. So I call on Congress again to pass my assault weapons ban.
The incident has sent ripples across the world. And the clamor for stricter gun laws is only growing louder. Will the Biden administration finally act? Agency report for Republic TV.
Mafia Don Atiq Ahmed convicted in 2006 Somesh Pal abduction case, quantum sentenced to life imprisonment.
Vajra Congress refused to go to court. They are not sure at all if they even have a case to defend. And so they've been saying, flatly so, that we are not even thinking of going to court. Like, we are the Gandhis, we don't apologize. But the moot point is that they are not doing what they should. Now, exactly as I had predicted, the opposition unity has completely broken down. The opposition is itself largely perplexed, and I predicted this issue would make news max to max for a week. I was wrong. I was optimistic. Perhaps it has petered out much earlier.
Amity faculty have filed over 1,700 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been conferred with the National Intellectual Property Award by Government of India for being the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization.
Divide, divide, divide. The opposition and the lobby did it during CA. They tried to do it again when Afghans were being evacuated. Tonight it is time to ask them why their secularism comes with a limited comfort zone.
देखिए, आप तस्वीरें देख सकते हैं, साफ तौर पे अशरफ को यहाँ पे ले जाया जा रहा है। लेकिन लाइव तस्वीरें यहाँ पे रिपब्लिक आपको दिखा रही है। बरेली जेल से अशरफ को प्रयागराज जेल ले जाया जा रहा है कड़ी सुरक्षा के बीच।
Dramatic visuals coming from here at Jantar Mantar as the Congress youth protesters, Karyakartas are being detained by Delhi police officials and para forces over their protest here at Jantar Mantar, where they were trying to march, and the visuals could clearly be seen as they were protesting against the disqualification of their leader Rahul Gandhi from the Lok Sabha. And now we'll show you that many youth leaders of the Congress have already been detained by the Delhi police official and are taken.
"17 years later, mafia-turned-politician Atiq Ahmed and his brother Ashraf have been convicted for the kidnapping and murder of Umesh Pal in 2006. Ahmed was brought to the city's Naini jail on Monday after travelling a distance of 1,200 kilometers from Gujarat's Sabarmati Central Jail under high security, as well as fears of an encounter on the way. And the biggest news, the Prayagraj MP MLA court convicted mafia-turned-politician Atiq Ahmed and sentenced him to life imprisonment in connection with the Umesh Pal kidnapping case. However, Atiq's brother Ashraf, who was also an accused in the case and was brought to court, was acquitted. Ashraf, along with 6 others, were in fact acquitted by the court. Umesh Pal's family have welcomed the court's verdict to convict Atiq Ahmed. The family members have said that they have high hopes from UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. Umesh Pal's mother says that the death sentence, it is a death sentence that is more befitting for Atiq Ahmed as far as the murder case is concerned, and that Atiq Ahmed remains dangerous till the time he is alive.
वो पुराना खुखार बदमाश है, पूरा आधा डकैत है, वो नोट के बल पे आगे कुछ भी कर सकता है। इसलिए मेरा मुख्यमंत्री से यही एक निवेदन है कि मेरे बेटे जैसे हत्या उसने कराई है, साथ में 2 सुरक्षाकर्मी गए हैं, तो इसने खाकी और काले कोट की इसने लिहाड़ी बेइज्जती कर ली, इसको फांसी की सजा सुनाई जाए।
The US says it is watching the developments in connection with the disqualification of Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. It further added that the strengthening of democratic values and freedom of expression remains to be the cornerstone of the relations between both the countries. Speaking at a press conference, Smriti Irani alleged that Rahul Gandhi, while attacking Prime Minister Modi, believed it was acceptable to criticize the entire OBC community and that the political psychosis of Rahul Gandhi is on full display. Union Minister Smriti Irani slammed Rahul Gandhi, saying Congress leaders' hatred towards the Prime Minister was visible during his UK tour.
Narendra Modi accepted this challenge with only one request, that while the Gandhi family can attack him, this attack should not translate into an attack on the nation state. But such is the political frustration of Rahul Gandhi that a promise he made to a newspaper and a magazine could not be fructified.
The BRS has hit out at the US for backing Rahul Gandhi over his disqualification from the Lok Sabha. Party leader Keshav Rao has said that the United States should not be meddling in India's affair. Now, this comes after the US said that it is closely watching the developments in connection with the Rahul Gandhi's conviction.
Said that the statement that India is facing challenges. I don't know what kind of challenges he has talked. So any country must know. Our foreign officers there would certainly know the situations in those countries.
Keshav sir, as a position leader, do you think that they should not interfere or they should not say something like this?
No nation can interfere in the internal matters of other nation. India will not tolerate anybody's interference.
The stalemate in Parliament continued, with both houses of Parliament getting adjourned shortly after the resumed proceedings amid ruckus. Members from the opposition benches came into the well of the House and started throwing papers at the chair yet again. Meanwhile, the OBC MPs of the BJP held a protest in front of Gandhi statue at Parliament premises, demanding an apology from the Gandhi scion over his Modi surname remark, for which he has been convicted by a Surat court. Amid the ongoing parliament session, Uddhav Thackeray faction MP Sanjay Raut said that we will be with the opposition. We will abide by whatever decision the opposition takes. Parliament proceedings are not taking place. The grandson of late Hindutva ideologue V.D. Savarkar also sought action against Rahul Gandhi for his comments and challenged the Congress leader to show documents that prove he had to apologize to the British. Amid strains in the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi alliance over Rahul Gandhi's strident criticism of V.D. Savarkar, NCP chief Sharad Pawar has stepped in to play the peacemaker by conveying the Shiv Sena's concerns on the issue to the Congress leadership. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi accepted the notice served to him to vacate his 12 Tughlaq Lane bungalow following his Lok Sabha disqualification. He wrote that, and I quote him here, "It is a mandate of the people of which I owe the happy memories of my time spent here," unquote. On the other hand, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge slammed the centre over Rahul being asked to vacate his official bungalow. Kharge said that he condemned the government's attitude to threaten, scare and humiliate the former party chief. He also said that Gandhi could go and live with his mother Sonia Gandhi at her 10 Janpath residence, or he could himself provide a house by vacating one for the Gandhi scion. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who attended the BJP parliamentary party meeting, asked the leaders to be ready for a strong fight, stating that the more the party rises and succeeds, the more will be attacks from the opposition. BJP parliamentary party meeting, remember, took place this morning in the Parliament complex, and this was the first time that this meeting has taken place in the ongoing second part of the session. In a big setback for the accused in Jamia Millia Islamia violence case, the Delhi High Court partially set aside a trial court's decision to discharge Sharjeel Imam, Safoora Zargar and 9 others. The court has also framed charges against them under several sections of the Indian Penal Code. A Delhi court dismissed the bail plea moved by Shah Rukh Pathan, an accused in the case related to the 2020 Northeast Delhi violence. Shah Rukh Pathan is accused of pointing a gun at a constable during the February 2020 riots. He sought bail on grounds of delay in trial. Additional Sessions Judge Amitabh Rawat of Karkarduma Court dismissed the bail petition of Shah Rukh Pathan after hearing the submission of his counsel and the Special Public Prosecutor Anuj Handa. The Madras High Court rejected the pleas filed by expelled AIADMK leader O. Paneerselvam and his aides against the party's 11th of July General Council resolutions, paving the way for interim chief EPS elevation as the party's General Secretary, its top most powerful post. BRS MPs moved an adjournment motion in the parliament today demanding the tabling and passing of the Women's Reservation Bill. The MPs, in the adjournment motion also request an all-party meeting to discuss the Women's Reservation Bill. MLC Kavita from the BRS party earlier this month sat on a day-long protest at Jantar Mantar demanding the introduction of the Women's Reservation Bill. The Twitter account of BBC Punjabi News has been withheld in India amid the manhunt for Khalistani sympathizer Amritpal Singh. A message displayed on the Twitter handle said the account has been taken down in response to a legal demand. The details of the legal demand are not known yet. Last week, the Twitter accounts of several Punjab-based journalists and prominent members of the Sikh community had been withheld in India amid the police crackdown. Nepal put out a high alert on the possibility of wanted pro-Khalistani group chief Amritpal Singh entering the country over the land border in response to a special request from India. Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai said the Congress was behind Monday's violence in Shikaripura, in which former CM B.S. Yediyurappa's residence was attacked. Protests erupted in parts of Karnataka after the state government reworked its quota policy. The showdown over reservation quota remains on the boil in Karnataka. Banjara community members continued to protest against the quota reject by the Karnataka government. Members of the community blocked roads in B.S. Yediyurappa's hometown, Shivamoga. They even set tires on fire, causing major inconvenience for commuters and raised slogans against the BJP government. Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai and Yediyurappa for recommending internal quota for the scheduled castes in 4 separate categories. Doctors in Rajasthan are protesting against the Right to Health Bill, demanding its withdrawal. Meanwhile, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot appealed to the doctors to withdraw their strike, saying it is not in the public interest. Bharatiya Janata Party National President JP Nadda will host a dinner for all the other backward classes, that is OBC Morcha MPs of the party today. The dinner will be held at 8 p.m. at Delhi's Western Court Annex. Sources say it will be a dinner meeting with the MPs in which they will give tips to work in their area, especially for the community. Upping the ante over Rahul Gandhi's disqualification from Lok Sabha, the Congress will hold press conferences in 35 cities for 2 days starting from today on democracy, quote-unquote qualified, while also highlighting other issues such as the Adani matter and the alleged clean chit to fugitives. According to officials, senior Congress leaders will address press conferences in 35 cities over democracy disqualified. Leaders of at least 18 opposition parties met at the residence of Congress chief Mallikarjun Kharge and alleged that the BJP-led government is destroying democracy. They also decided to continue with their campaign against the Narendra Modi government. Among the parties that were represented at the meeting, which was followed by a dinner, were the DMK, NCP, JDU, BRS, CPIM, CPI, Aam Aadmi Party, MDMK, KC, TMC, RSP, RJD, NC, IUML, VCK, SP and the JMM. A 2-story building in the Badarpur area collapsed after a fire broke out inside the building. According to officials, no casualties have been reported so far. They further stated that 18 fire tenders are on the spot to douse the fire. Further details over the incident are yet to be known. Rajya Sabha congratulated Nikhat Zareen, Lovlina Borgohain, Neetu Gangas and Sweetie Bora for creating history by winning 4 medals at the recently held Women's Boxing World Championships. COVID-19 cases in India have once again begun to surge, with the country recording 681 fresh infections that has been recorded today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate newly constructed BJP central office presided by Honorable BJP National President Shri JP Nadda today around 6:30 p.m. at 3B DDU Marg, New Delhi. China's foreign ministry confirmed a new Chinese ambassador to North Korea, Wang Yajun, has arrived in the north. Former Taiwan President Ma Ying-jeou began his 12-day China tour in a symbolism-laden visit to the mausoleum where the founding father of both China and Taiwan is buried. Czech Parliament Speaker Markéta Pekarová-Adamová said that the Czech Republic will stand with Taiwan under any circumstances while addressing Parliament. Pekarová-Adamová was awarded the Medal of Honor when she led a delegation to visit Taiwan's Parliament in Taipei. With Ramchandra Paudil's election to the post of Nepal's president and the associated change in the political power elite in the country, the current arrangement seems better placed in strengthening India-Nepal relations even further. It should be noted that India and Nepal cooperate closely on issues of mutual interest and are committed to deepening their partnership in the spirit of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. Around 200 migrants, including people from Pakistan, were rescued from a wooden boat approximately 20 hours after they were departed from Zawiya in Libya. Some 190 migrants were rescued by Doctors Without Borders off the coast of Libya. The migrants also included people from Bangladesh, Egypt, Eritrea, Syria and Palestine who were rescued from a wooden boat approximately 20 hours after they departed from Libya. A 28-year-old from Nashville fatally shot 3 children and 3 adults on Monday at a private Christian elementary school. According to officials, the accused also left behind writings and detailed maps of the school and its security protocols. They further said that the assailant opened fire just inside the Covenant School, where children in preschool through 6th grade had just begun their final full week of classes before Easter break. US President Joe Biden has ordered that the flags at the White House and all federal buildings will be flown at half-staff to honor the victims of the school shooting in Nashville. He said that the flags will be flown at half-mast until sunset on the 31st of March. Biden's decision comes after 6 people, including 3 children, were killed in a school shooting in Nashville. US President Joe Biden termed the school shooting at Nashville sick and said that the US has to do more about gun violence, stressing that it's ripping the soul of the nation. The Nashville school shooting, remember, claimed the lives of 6 people. Ukraine has received its first British main battle Challenger tanks and other Western-made armored vehicles. Ukrainian Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov, in a Facebook post, said that he had the honor to test the newest addition to our armored units together with the commander of the Airborne Forces, Major General Maxim Mike Mirodowski, and their paratroopers. Argentina's national soccer was honored at a special ceremony at the CONMEBOL headquarters in Asuncion. Authorities from the regional soccer body held a ceremony to honor the Argentine captain Lionel Messi and the entire squad after they won the World Cup. Interesting scenes were witnessed at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai. A large gathering of Dhoni fans swarmed the area as usual, cheering Dhoni Dhoni during CSK's practice game. But this time it was the baton passing cheers that sparked the interest. After 25 minutes of cheering for their beloved Thala, Ms. Dhoni, from 3 galleries, the fans began to chant for Ben Stokes. England captain Ben Stokes is a massive addition to the side from last season, bought for 16.5 crore rupees, and is expected to add much needed firepower to CSK's middle order, backed by the likes of Dhoni, Moeen Ali and Jadeja. In the third and last game of the Tri-Nation International Football Tournament, hosts India and Kyrgyz Republic will battle it out for the trophy at the Human Nampak Stadium in Imphal today. Afghanistan was foiled in its bid for a series sweep when Pakistan won their third and last T20 by 66 runs on Monday. Pakistan finally came good without 5 rested frontline players to post a challenging 182 for 7, then bowled out Afghanistan for 116 with 8 balls remaining. India bounced back from a disappointing defeat against hosts Bangladesh with a thumping victory of Bhutan to re-establish their hopes at the 2023 SAF Under-17 Women's Championship. India will now face Russia in the final game of the tournament today at the BSSS Mustafa Kamal Stadium in Dhaka. Tamil Nadu's Archana Susindran defeated Hima Das in the 100-meter final and made the most of Assam sprinters' disqualification in the 200-meter to claim a double gold in the AFI India Grand Prix 2. United Arab Emirates and Canada overcame resilient performances from Papua New Guinea and Jersey respectively to gain their first points in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup qualifier playoff in Windhoek. England's new top goal scorer Harry Kane has teamed up with Docker Social to create a new burger in celebration of his achievement. The striker surpassed Wayne Rooney's benchmark of 53 goals by scoring England's second in a 2-1 win in Italy on Thursday. World number 2 Aryna Sabalenka parred to her 5th quarterfinal of the season after overpowering number 16 seed Barbora Krejcikova in the 4th round of the Miami Open on Monday. Sabalenka will face Romania's Sorena Castilla on Wednesday. Jessica Pegula produced a sublime performance to defeat Magda Linette and enter the Miami Open quarterfinals. The number 3 seed Pegula wins over number 20 Linette to advance to her 4th quarterfinal of 2023. Next up for Pegula is number 27 Anastasia Potapova. Lionel Messi's FIFA World Cup triumph celebrations are not going to end anytime soon, it seems. The South American Football Confederation, abbreviated as CONMEBOL, honored the 35-year-old with his statue and a baton of leadership and command of football. Messi's statue will be placed alongside legendary players Pelé and Diego Maradona in the CONMEBOL Museum.
Amity faculty have filed over 1,700 patents. Yet another reason why Amity has been conferred with the National Intellectual Property Award by Government of India for being the top Indian academic institution for patents and commercialization.
Saturday onwards only, the Congress is staging the nationwide protest is going on by the youth Congress leaders all over the country over the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi from the lower house of the parliament with the flags of Rahul Gandhi and Indian National Congress in their hands, who are protesting here at Manti House. Several protesters now they have taken the 3-wheeler to go to Jantar Mantar, was the exact place where the youth Congress protest was called for, but they started their protest from outside Himachal Bhavan only.
Divide, divide, divide. The opposition and the lobby did it during CA. They tried to do it again when Afghans were being evacuated. Tonight it is time to ask them why their secularism comes with a limited comfort zone.
देखिए आप तस्वीरें देख सकते हैं साफ तौर पे अशरफ को यहाँ पे ले जाया जा रहा है। आप देखिए लाइव तस्वीरें यहाँ पे रिपब्लिक आपको दिखा रही है। बरेली जेल से अशरफ को प्रयागराज जेल ले जाया जा रहा है कड़ी सुरक्षा के बीच।
visuals coming from here at Jantar Mantar as the Congress youth protesters, Karyakartas are being detained by Delhi police officials and para forces over their protest here at Jantar.
Welcome back. Union Minister Smriti Irani hit out at Rahul Gandhi in an unrelenting attack, from calling the Congress leader politically frustrated to firing political psychosis jibe. Smriti Irani took on Rahul Gandhi in the fiercest attack yet. Take a listen in.
If we look at the history of the UPA, by hook and by crook, the Gandhi family tried their best to ensure that their arrogant challenge of punishing Narendra Modi for his leadership capacities to deliver development is punished. But what the Gandhi Khandan could not stop was the support of the people of India for the development politics of Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi accepted this challenge with only one request, that while the Gandhi family can attack him, this attack should not translate into an attack on the nation state. But such is the political frustration of Rahul Gandhi that a promise he made to a newspaper and a magazine could not be fructified.
Divide. The opposition and the lobby did it during CA. They tried to do it again when Afghans were being evacuated. Tonight it is time to ask them why their secularism comes with a limited comfort zone. Divide. The opposition and the lobby did it during CA. They tried to do it again when Afghans were being evacuated. Tonight it is time to ask them why their secularism comes with a limited comfort zone.
देखिए आप तस्वीरें देख सकते हैं, साफ तौर पे अशरफ को यहाँ पे ले जाया जा रहा है। देखिए लाइव तस्वीरें यहाँ पे रिपब्लिक आपको दिखा रही है। बरेली जेल से अशरफ को प्रयागराज जेल ले जाया जा रहा है कड़ी सुरक्षा के बीच।
Dramatic visuals coming from here at Jantar Mantar as the Congress youth protesters, Karyakartas are being detained by Delhi police officials and para forces over their protest here at Jantar Mantar, where they were trying to march, and the visuals could clearly be seen as they were protesting against the disqualification of their leader Rahul Gandhi from the Lok Sabha. And now we'll show you that many youth leaders of the Congress have already been detained by the Delhi police official and are taken to the nearby police station.
the Vadra Congress refuse to go to court. They are not sure at all if they even have a case to defend. And so they've been saying, flatly so, that we are not even thinking of going to court. Like, we are the Gandhis, we don't apologize. But the moot point is that they are not doing what they should. Now, exactly as I had predicted, the opposition unity has completely broken down. The opposition is itself largely perplexed, and I predicted this issue would make news max to max for a week. I was wrong. I was optimistic. Perhaps it has petered out much earlier.
A very good afternoon, viewers. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Shivangi Shukla, getting you the latest. Mafia Don Atiq Ahmed has got life sentence in the Umesh Pal kidnapping case. That's a top story, but first the headlines. 21 days after Rahul sought foreign intervention, America meddles into India's affairs.
Such is the political frustration of Rahul Gandhi, that a promise he made to a newspaper and a magazine could not be fructified, and hence he continued with his tirade.
Union Minister Smriti calls US comment in the backdrop of Rahul's request intriguing. Mafia Don Atiq Ahmed convicted in the 2006 Umesh Pal abduction case, sentenced for life. In another setback to lobby, Delhi High Court sets aside discharge of Tarjeel and Safura in Delhi riots case. Day 2 of violent protest in Karnataka over reservations. BJP calls it conspiracy to create unrest. Netanyahu puts a temporary freeze on judicial reforms after massive protests across Israel. Viewers, let's go straight to our top story. 21 days after Rahul Gandhi sought foreign intervention, US has said that it is monitoring the developments in India with respect to Rahul Gandhi. They also said that they engage with opposition parties. This intervention from America has triggered a big political face-off, viewers. And this is coming in. The entire row erupted after the US Principal Secretary, US Principal Deputy Spokesperson, in his maiden press conference said that respect for rule and law and judicial independence is a cornerstone of any democracy. We are watching Gandhi's case in the Indian court, and we engage with the Indian government on a shared commitment to democratic values, including freedom of expression, viewers. So we're getting these details coming in. Let's go ahead and play out all the reactions.
Respect for the rule of law and judicial independence is a cornerstone of any democracy, and we're watching Mr. Gandhi's case in Indian courts, and we engage with the government of India on our shared commitment to democratic values, including, of course, freedom of expression. In our engagements with our Indian partners, we continue to highlight the importance of democratic principles and the protection of human rights, including freedom of expression, as a key to strengthening both our democracies.
Can I just follow up briefly?
Sure.
Is it engaging with the government of India? How about with Mr. Gandhi himself? Is the United States still engaging with him as the opposition leader?
I don't have any specific engagements to read out, Sean, but as I'm sure you know, somebody who's covered this department for some time, it is normal and standard for us to engage with members of opposition parties in any country where we have bilateral relationships, but I don't have any specific engagement to read out.
The so-called defenders of democracy, which are the United States, European countries, seem to just be oblivious that a huge chunk of the democratic model has come undone.
respect for the rule of law and judicial independence is a cornerstone of any democracy, and we're watching Mr. Gandhi's case in Indian courts, and we engage with the government of India on our shared commitment to democratic values, including, of course, freedom of expression. In our engagements with our Indian partners, we continue to highlight the importance of democratic principles and the protection of human rights, including freedom of expression, as a key to strengthening both our democracies.
Getting some breaking updates coming in. There seems to be a divide in the Congress on American intervention. While Chhattisgarh CM seems to welcome the US meddling, another senior Congress leader, Ajay Maken, has said that India is capable of handling its own affairs, viewers. Two different views coming in from the Congress, viewers. So one more development coming in where there seems to be another divide in the Congress. Now, this time on American intervention. Let's play out that reaction.
Secondly, India is capable, and people of India, they are capable enough to deal with their own internal matters. And when anything happens with Indian democracy, people of India, they have shown in the past also, they are quite capable of taking action on their own. And democracy in India, the constitution of India, the judiciary is strong enough to to do any rectification measure which is required at any given point. First of all, Rahul Gandhi never said anything like this. Secondly, India is capable, and people of India, they are capable enough to deal with their own internal matters. And when anything happens with Indian democracy, people of India, they have shown in the past also, they are quite capable of taking action on their own. And democracy in India, the constitution of India, the judiciary is strong enough to to do any rectification measure which is required at any given point.
में जो घटनाक्रम हुआ है और उसके कारण से पूरा देश उद्वेलित है। आप सब जानते हैं, जनवरी महीने में एक घटना हिडनबर्ग की हुई और उन्होंने एक पेपर रिलीज किया और हमारे देश के सबसे बड़े अमीर और दुनिया के दूसरे नंबर के अमीर की संपत्ति में इतनी गिरावट आई कि शेयर बाजार को अनेक बार बंद करना पड़ा बीच में। उसके बाद 7 फरवरी को लोकसभा में राहुल जी का भाषण होता है, राज्यसभा में खड़गे जी का भाषण होता है। आप सबको पता है, उसे विलोपित कर दिया गया। राहुल जी ने 3 सवाल पूछे थे, उन तीनों सवालों के जवाब तो नहीं आए। पूरा देश ये देख रहा था कि प्रधानमंत्री जी जब जवाब देंगे तो इसका उल्लेख जरूर होगा, लेकिन अडानी के बारे में एक शब्द भी सत्ता पक्ष की तरफ से या प्रधानमंत्री जी की तरफ से नहीं आया।
Left has welcomed the US intervention into India's internal affairs. Left says it's not India's internal affair when democracy is crushed, viewers. Left welcoming the US, in fact, left is welcoming the US intervention. And let's play out that reaction coming in, viewers.
We are joined by CPM leader Hanan Maula. Hanan sir, what are your views on the statement made by Vedant Patel?
I do not see anything foul in it, because the world is not a captive state like India. India's democracy is suppressed by Modi government, undeclared fascism, and that is the emergency is going on. All the rights of the leaders and political parties are being trampled. So world is watching it. World is not the Modi's lackey. World is, they are independent. They have the right to decide things, see things, opine things. So what I can say, if any other country had an opinion about our country's issue, they are free. We fought for Vietnam. We fought against America. We always, wherever Palestine is attacked, we are fighting against Israel. So every country has their own understanding. On the basis of that, they will decide. Nothing wrong in it.
Maula sir, does this not tantamount to meddling in India's internal affairs? This is India's internal affair. Rahul Gandhi is convicted by Surat court in the 2019 matter, and that United States deputy spokesperson stating something like this. Aren't they meddling in our internal affairs?
Not at all. Nobody is meddling. Action against Rahul Gandhi, it is not perfect action. It is a revengeful action. It is suppress the opposition's voice action, and it's totally that is attacking their personal rights and everything. This is what is happening against Rahul Gandhi. It is totally fascistic action. Whatever cover they take, those cover are just cover, or a legal cover or any social cover. Actually, the act is condemnable and it is against democracy.
So what I would say is that we may have to react to American events which may be damaging to India. At that time, we should be able to speak this out. So I would call this as a welcome intervention of theirs, because it enables us also, because you got so many Indians who are suffering quite heavily. Look at what's happening on this Khalistan matter and so on. And we should be able to openly speak and give relief to the people of India who are in the United States. So I don't think we should react on that basis. What we can react is saying that you are misinformed. This is the correct picture. And this has happened before. It's happened to me, done by the Mrs. Gandhi during the emergency. So when in the emergency they could remove me from Parliament and take away all my family. I mean, they attached my house, my two young daughters, then they were 3 and 5 years old. They had to literally sit on the floor because they took away everything. So I think when it comes to democratic countries, you can, why not simply answer them point by point, that this is what he has done, this is what he has done, this is the precedent, and therefore please correct yourself before, don't make statements without checking these in advance.
इतनी तत्परता राहुल गांधी के मामले में दिखाई जा रही है। 18 राजनीतिक दल काफी लंबे समय से जेपीसी की डिमांड कर रहे हैं। इतना बड़ा महाघोटाला हुआ है। एलआईसी में करोड़ों लोगों का पैसा डूब रहा है। एसबीआई में करोड़ों लोगों का पैसा डूब रहा है। ईपीएफ का पैसा लोगों का डूब रहा है। और भारत की सरकार और प्रधानमंत्री जी अडानी का आ बोलने के लिए तैयार नहीं है। हम क्या डिमांड कर रहे हैं? हम कह रहे हैं जेपीसी से जांच कराओ, उस पर कार्रवाई नहीं करते। राहुल गांधी पर कार्रवाई करने में यह सरकार इतनी तत्परता दिखा रही है, उसकी वजह सिर्फ एक है कि अडानी के महाघोटाले से मोदी जी की सरकार ध्यान हटाना चाहती है, क्योंकि ये सरकार देश की अब तक की सबसे भ्रष्ट सरकार है और ऊपर से लेकर नीचे तक भ्रष्टाचार में डूबी हुई है। ये अडानी का घोटाला, इसमें नरेंद्र मोदी जी का पैसा लगा हुआ है, इसमें भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेताओं का पैसा लगा हुआ है, इसलिए ये लोग जांच से भाग रहे हैं।
All right, viewers, right now being joined by our senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor is joining us live right now. Abhishek, I'm coming to you, and the big story right now is the kind of reactions coming in from the left, from the Congress. From the Congress, we are seeing right now that there are two different views coming out, Abhishek. How are you reading this kind of development coming in?
Shivangi, we'll have to understand whether this is coming in from the topmost levels of the United States administration, the Biden administration, because remember, Vedant Patel has taken over as a deputy spokesperson of the State Department just a month or so back, and we don't know whether he made this comment offhand because the question was thrown at him. But, India has to also understand whether the United States is actually taking a position on this. The chronology of events from the time that Rahul Gandhi made those comments in London, and the remarks themselves were very specific and clear, while the Congress party, of course, has been sort of trying to wriggle itself out of any suggestion that came from the comments that Rahul Gandhi was seeking foreign intervention, specifically of the West or more specifically of the United States. The comments that have come today obviously buttress the position of the BJP, for example, that this is exactly what Rahul Gandhi wanted. Irrespective of whether the United States intends to meddle in India's internal affairs or democracy, the comments by themselves sort of give that extra hello to Rahul Gandhi, and that's something perhaps for the US State Department to really explain. Having said that, so far as our own politics is concerned, we have seen, for example, Senior Minister Smriti Irani coming out and asking, it's a little intriguing that the US would be making these kind of comments. Is this exactly what Rahul Gandhi intended or wanted, that he will make some comment and it will get picked up or get amplified somewhere, and then the focus would be on how the democracy functions? And remember, Rahul Gandhi made those comments much before there was any inkling of Surat court coming to a verdict, coming to a judgment, announcing the verdict, which it did last week. So I think this week, in fact. So I think what is important is, Shivangi, that maybe US would need to sort of clarify the comments made by Vedant Patel. Hopefully it will happen over the next 24-36 hours. But on the Indian side, this clearly compromises the position that the Congress party was taking, that Rahul Gandhi never intended or never sought to attract these kind of comments, unsolicited otherwise, from any Western power. So whether the United States has unknowingly, unwittingly, or if with intention, maybe they need to clarify, made these comments, that clarification is in order. But what we have seen is that the Congress party has tied itself into knots on suggesting, on trying to come out of the suggestion that Rahul Gandhi made, that foreign intervention is in order, given the kind of compromise with democracy that's happening in India. Forget about what Rahul Gandhi said there. The comment on the judiciary also by the spokesperson of the State Department is something which perhaps would not be liked by the Indian interlocutors, and hopefully maybe the MEA at some level would be communicating that to their counterparts whenever those kind of conversations happen.
All right, Abhishek, I just want our viewers to have a look at that statement from Vedant Patel, US Principal Deputy Spokesperson, what he said, because after that statement has come in, an entire row has erupted after that. Let's play out that statement of Vedant Patel.
The rule of law and judicial independence is a cornerstone of any democracy, and we're watching Mr. Gandhi's case in Indian courts, and we engage with the government of India on our shared commitment to democratic values, including, of course, freedom of expression. In our engagements with our Indian partners, we continue to highlight the importance of democratic principles and the protection of human rights, including freedom of expression, as a key to strengthening both our democracies.
Can I just follow up briefly?
Sure.
Is it engaging with the government of India? How about with Mr. Gandhi himself? Is the United States still engaging with him as the opposition leader?
I don't have any specific engagements to read out, Sean, but as I'm sure you know, someone who's covered this department for some time, it is normal and standard for us to engage with members of opposition parties in any country where we have bilateral relationships, but I don't have any specific engagement. Respect for the rule of law and judicial independence is a cornerstone of any democracy, and we're watching Mr. Gandhi's case in Indian courts, and we engage with the government of India on our shared commitment to democratic values, including, of course, freedom of expression. In our engagements with our Indian partners, we continue to highlight the importance of democratic principles and the protection of human rights, including freedom of expression, as a key to strengthening both our democracies.
Can I just follow up briefly?
Sure.
Is it engaging with the government of India? How about with Mr. Gandhi himself? Is the United States still engaging with him as the opposition leader?
I don't have any specific engagements to read out, Sean, but as I'm sure you know, someone who's covered this department for some time, it is normal and standard for us to engage with members of opposition parties in any country where we have bilateral relationships, but I don't have any specific engagement to read out.
Well, as we have been seeing, the face-off which has been escalating between Y.S. Sharmila and the ruling government, that's the BRS government here in the state of Telangana, as Y.S. Sharmila, the YSRTP chief, who planned to visit Osmania General Hospital as a visit to meet the people and also know what exactly is the situation there. But now, as you can see, Y.S. Sharmila, who was planning to move ahead and visit the hospital, now she is being stopped by the police officials and she's not allowed to go ahead and visit the hospital. And also, as you can see, Y.S. Sharmila has now, while speaking to the media, also very categorically has stated that there is no proper constitution being followed in the state of Telangana. And also, as you can see right now, how Y.S. Sharmila is being blocked by the police officials. She is being sent back to her home, and also the YSRTP chief Y.S. Sharmila has alleged that she has been put under house arrest.
Here's top updates coming in right now. On Monday, a curious event happened at the stadium in Chennai, and surprisingly, a large gathering of MS Dhoni fans swarmed the arena cheering Dhoni Dhoni during CSK's practice game, but it was the baton pass and cheers that sparked the interest. After 25 minutes of cheering for the beloved Dhoni from three galleries, the fans started to chant Ben Stokes. It swelled around the arena. The third and last game of the Tri-Nation International Football Tournament, host India and Kyrgyz Republic will battle it out for the trophy at the stadium in Imphal. Afghanistan was falling in its bid for a series sweep when Pakistan won their third and last T20 2020 by 60 runs. On Monday, Pakistan finally came good with 5 rested frontline players to post a challenging 182-7, then bowled out Afghanistan for 116 with 8 balls remaining. India bounced back from a disappointing defeat against host Bangladesh with a thumping of Bhutan to re-establish their hopes at the 2023 Under-17 Women's Championship. India will face Russia in their final game of the tournament at the stadium in Dhaka. Tamil Nadu's Archana defeated Hima Das in the 100-meter final and made the most of the Assam sprinters' disqualification in the 200-meter to claim a double gold in the AFI Indian Grand Prix. And viewers, in global updates, speaking about the school shootings in Nashville that killed 3 students and 3 adults, U.S. President Joe Biden renewed his call on Congress to pass an assault weapons ban. Here is a detailed report.
At least 3 minors and 3 adults were killed in a shooting at a private school in Nashville on Monday. While the suspect was shot dead after a confrontation with officers, the killing come as communities around United States are reeling from a spate of school violence. Condemning the violence, US President Biden pressed on the Congress to pass an assault weapon ban.
I just want to speak very briefly about the school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee. You know, Ben and I have been doing this our whole careers, it seems. And it's just, it's sick. You know, we're still gathering the facts of what happened and why. And we do know that as of now, there are a number of people who did not make it, including children. It's heartbreaking, family's worst nightmare. And I want to commend the police who responded incredibly swiftly, within minutes, to end the danger. We're monitoring the situation really closely, Ben, as you know. And we have to do more to stop gun violence. It's ripping our communities apart, ripping the soul of this nation, ripping at the very soul of the nation. And we have to do more to protect our schools so they aren't turned into prisons. You know, the shooter in this situation reportedly had 2 assault weapons and a pistol, 2 AK-47. So I call on Congress again to pass my assault weapons ban.
The incident has sent ripples across the world. And the clamor for stricter gun laws is only growing louder. Will the Biden administration finally act? Agency report for Republic TV.
Viewers, time to get you all the global updates with Ram.